live stream, where we learn. Oh no, why is my face on here? My face is not supposed to be here. Uh-oh. It's just me sitting here. Stay tuned for the live stream. Still trying to get one thing together here real quick before we go. Good evening to Michael and to Chris. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time, Georgia Parks and Propagation, and Whiskey 1 Radio. Charlie Papa. I think the microphone's too loud, y'all. Let's fix that. We don't want to be redlining it. All right, now I think we're ready. So we will fade out the music. Good evening, Fred. And tomorrow is Fred KW4FM's day. He is going to work all of South Carolina. And so we will transition now away from my face. I went too low. All right, let's see. Audio. Check 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Is that better? Is that better? I might have gone too low before. All right, great. Before we get going, I would like to give a shout out to these channel members. Thank you so much for your support. It may not seem like a lot, but when you start putting gas into a tank, yes, all of South Carolina, Chris, it may not look like a lot, but when you guys come together as a team, you help out. So gas money is expensive for doing Parks on the Air for sure. And that's what tonight's stream is about, is roving. I am on vacation with my sister at her house. Toby, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta, thank you for being a loyal fan, and I think you got upgraded too. You've been a fan, I think, 3 months now. Ham Radio Hobby and 3 p.m. I think you've been a member for 2 months at least now. WD4DAN is a top fan of growth. There will be a video on my face shortly. Kilo Oscar 4 Fart Sniffing Zebra. Chris, KO4FSZ.com, antennas. And if you haven't checked out his portable antennas, go check them out. And Claude, the newest member, Claude Ray, AC4SH. Thank you, Claude. You are the first month member of the top fan of growth. I appreciate that. And also it helps out with some of the hosting fees for websites and all that jazz. Hey, thank you so much, Chris, for the first super chat of the night. And yes, but you got me to Harris Neck. I had not worked Harris Neck before, and so I appreciate that. So let's go to the live cam. Here we go, transitioning to my face. I'm in South Carolina, and Chris has super chatted me. If you look at the top, I also have a Go Buy Me a Coffee, and that is HTTP Buy Me a Coffee. See, I don't have Dan running my stream for me. /W1RCP, and that says Buy Me a Coffee, so I can't edit, so don't click that link. I don't know where that's going to go. Message removed. Let me get that. I have a special guest tonight who is going to step in a little bit. Buy me a. See, I can't do things and talk at the same time. So there we go. Buy me a coffee /W. Yes, I want to leave YouTube. We're going to check. Yep, that is correct. Awesome. All right, so tonight's live stream is about parks on the air and planning roves. And I planned a rove and made one minor mistake. I had planned on getting 8 parks. But because of Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar, and that's Georgia Parks and Propagation, because of him, I was able to go to 10 parks altogether. But I did not take this into account. One thing that I failed to do. I had thought that a new state with the same park would have gotten me 10 parks altogether because it was a new entity. But it looks like the algorithm, which you saw this before, that's my niece and her cat playing back there. And that's Georgia, and the cat's name is Garfunkel.
No, it ain't. Say it right.
Yeah,
say it right or don't say it at all.
It's Garfield, but I call him Garfunkel. And so, anyways, back to what we were talking about. The reason for the thumbnail tonight is, and there's my sister, Christy.
I'm the Puff Buddy.
Yep, she colored a picture today while I was playing Parks on the Air tonight. But to go back to the intro, if you look, you can see the warthog in the back. But this should have been a rhino. But because the way Parks on the Air works, because it was not a unique park entity number, it only turned into the warthog instead of the rhino. So that is where I messed up. Totally messed up. And yeah, I know it was the same number, but hey, that's the way it goes. Hey, N2AKJ, what is up tonight? Thank you so much for joining us in the stream. And so tonight, when we go to the web, which is in here somewhere, Chrome, we'll bring Chrome up. And we will fade into Chrome. So this is what I've been up to today. Hey, Frank. Now, if you guys missed the live stream about avoiding the warranty on the X6100, N5 Cop knew right what was up. It was the Mueller connector. And Craig in November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo. Good evening, Craig. Thanks for you working me in South Kakalaki today. And John, Kilo 8, November, India Victor. It was good to get you. I think I missed you a couple of times today. But here's some of the parks that I have already. Oh, wait, this is not the parks. I'm in the wrong screen. I've drank a lot of your Diet Mountain Dews. I will replace them. We're going to go to Walmart. So look at all of the parks that I've hit up in South Carolina and Georgia in the last 2 days. Starts right here, Altima and San Sevilla, or Villa, Rogers, Penn Holloway, Huffwell, Broadfield, and the Fort King George. The last time I went there, it was closed. I was able to get that one. I did the Savannah National Wildlife Refuge in 2 states. It was awesome. I really had a great time hitting up 2 states. I left Georgia and was in South Carolina across the bridge, pulled right back over, found me a spot and worked that. Harris Neck was because Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar had said, hey, Harris Neck's not that far, and it wasn't. And I'm glad that I went to Harris Neck, because when I went to Harris Neck, or when I had pulled off of I-95 to get to Harris Neck, the interstate on southbound I-95 was backed up. I mean, I was going 70 some odd miles an hour, and KY4GM Frequency Frontiers. Good evening, David. It's good to have you in the stream tonight. I-95 was backed up at least for 15 minutes. And when you're driving at 70 plus miles per hour, that's at least 15 miles of 2 lanes, 3 lanes of backed up traffic. And at the same time, Mo, Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo Bravo, was in Virginia on I-95, and he said traffic was bad there too. But had gotten off of the interstate, and the on-ramp to get to the interstates was absolutely backed all the way up. There's a cat paw right there. It was back. Oh, don't be pushing keys now, kiddo. All right, so it was backed up on the Georgia side at Harris Neck. I would have not made it back to the interstate in enough time. I would have been at least an hour behind. It was backed up that far, almost backed up into the park itself. So what was great was when I put in the directions to my final destination, which was this location right here in Andrews, South Carolina. Going through the park and coming back around, I wound up on a road that was not blocked. The traffic was clear once I got through the refuge. So that was a plus to get to where I needed to be. I did not realize how long it was going to take me to get here. Usually it's a 6-hour drive, and I think it took me almost 12 hours to get here. 11 hours. So I did not. And one of the cool things is I did not spend more than 10 minutes in every park. Uh-oh, John, what message did you retract? I missed it. I blinked. All right. So we're going to get right into the beans and franks of this thing tonight, and that is how I planned my Rove. And I'm definitely one of those things. And while I'm doing that, how many of you have ever set out and decided that you are going to do a multi-park, single-day activation Rove, as they call it in Parks on the Air?
Georgia did this to me.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to pull up. I have an Apple Pencil. That's my sister. That's my son. Oh, yes. You worked me about 8 times. That is awesome. Yep, A4XO has definitely done some Roves. Unfortunately and sadly, he has also done those Roves while I was at work. Oh, and into AKJ has done 10 in one day. Craig definitely has done some Roves. I've had the luxury of chasing Craig on some of his Roves. Yes, we're going to talk about 20 meters only in a minute. This is my sister. She's also my POTA Rove buddy when I'm in her neck of the woods, and her daughter did that to her. I think her daughter likes the attention. And let's see, twice. Once worked, the other got to the first part and forgot my mic. I have forgotten my key before. There's a short out there somewhere of me doing the very thing, smacking the tip of the TRS connector to the. I'm trying to get you in here. Scoot over.
I was trying to touch tips with you.
Oh. Oh, goodness. Drew, I don't know why I can't remember your name. It took that long to come up. I used to have a notebook. The Apple Pencil is the reason that I got started on this. But the Rove that I started out on yesterday looked sort of like this. And what I like to do is I like to write the park number down, and I like to write the latitude and longitude to get to the parking area. Most of them are parking areas. And some of these, like the one you can see I put Georgia and South Carolina, is that I went to the Google Maps online, and I'll show you that in a minute. Let's make this camera really big for just a minute so you can see this a little bit better. Let's cut straight to the oh my gosh, now See, I need somebody else to run this for me. There, you can see it better. Is 7 and 8 are over here. And I picked one on the Georgia side. I knew it was closed, but there's a construction zone on the island. I pulled into the construction zone on the island to activate the Georgia side. And then across the bridge, I made another mark and wrote down the latitude and longitude for that as well. So this was how I planned yesterday's Rove. And it started out as 7 and 8, but then there was Altima, which was a new one, and then Harris Neck.
Oh, you mean Altamaha?
Nope, I don't.
Oh, okay.
It's Altima.
Like a Nissan?
Yeah, Altama. If we go back to the web, so let's switch back, and I'll prove it to you. Good Lord. Too many buttons to click. So it's Altama Plantation Wildlife Management is the one. Now Altamaha I have not done yet. So eventually I'm going to activate all of the states in Georgia. Wait, no, all of the parks in Georgia. But at this point I'm unable to because there are so many. But if we look at my stats, let's see. I passed it because I'm scrolling too fast. Activated all references. I'm up to 95 out of 225 in Georgia. And Florida, these 97 Florida parks, the majority of them are along the Swanee River. And South Carolina, hey, I've got over 10% now. But I probably will never be able to work all the parks in these states. But over here for the hunted side, I'm 27 away, and that goes with what Chris had just mentioned about the 20 meters only. Sometimes doing a Rove is self-centered. I said it. Now, I remember that Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, who is Victor Alpha 3 Papa Zulu November, John Carr needs 5 in Georgia. Well, I've been working on Georgia pretty hard, but a lot of those are park to parks. So that was the only way I was able to get as many as I have. Andy, N0APX, good evening and welcome to the How to Plan a Rove and live stream. Right now we're talking about Roves sometimes can be self-centered. It's all about me. And that is true. And Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November was asked in the forum at Huntsville because he used the Discord, the Ham Radio Adventure guy, his Discord to spot and not the spotting page itself. Well, when you're trying to get in and out and on with life, when you spot, especially if you spot on 20 meters during the day, you are going to get pummeled by contacts. And when you're trying to get in and out, if there is a way to get in and out, I proved yesterday that I'm not Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, and I still had enough people to hunt me from his list. Yes, it was 20 meters only, because the majority of the people that were hunting me were not near me. So we had Tennessee, Whiskey Zero Charlie Golf Charlie was able to get me on 20. And then we had the Rose family, which is really what I was banking on. The Rose family had 6 people at home at the time. Actually, I think they weren't at home, but they were mobile, and I was able to work them at almost every stop. And that was 6 contacts right there. I spent no more than 10 minutes at each park yesterday. Now, tomorrow, I found out today that it is Support Your Parks weekend, started an hour and 20 minutes ago. So tomorrow's going to be different. It's going to be way different. I don't know how it's going to work. I do want to start off on 40 meters and hook some folks up, the local folks. And that is my major gripe. You know, I know Roves are all about us. It's me, me, me. Yeah, he has been rolling up the parks for sure. John and Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar, there have been quite a few people that have been holding frequency a frequency for the James hanging out in Canada. And that was helpful because when James wasn't using it, I jumped in there. I'm glad you brought that up, Kilo 8 November India Victor, because that did really help having a spot that you knew you could go to and you knew people were listening. And unbeknownst to me, sorry, my eyes are burning. Unbeknownst to me that I happened to do that today. I asked if I was just found a spot and asked if the frequency was in use, and I heard Alpha Echo 4, X-Ray Oscar 59 on 40 meters. And Chris said, oh, yeah, there's a bunch of people waiting right here because we just worked somebody who was just here. It was awesome. So, yeah, and I'm glad that I only spent 10 minutes. But then after you spend an average of about 7 minutes per park and you do 10 parks, that's an hour. And it did take a while with that and traffic and construction to get to where I was going. Yesterday to get here to South Carolina. So the first place that I start when I'm going to go look for something is I go to, let me make sure that this is what I have up. Yes, I go to the map.
Genius.
Yeah, I know, right? I go to the map, but then, whoops, we don't want to do that. I want to create a new tab. Then I go to maps.google.com and I put in now this is I use the maps only if, well, actually I'm going to put my home address for now. Moultrie, Georgia is my QTH. And then I go ahead and get directions to, and today we'll use my location, but I like to look at where am I going to be going, which route am I going to be taking, and I think when I go home, I'm taking this route. Notice it's not that far, but there are a couple of parks on my way home that I want to hit right here. And actually, I think there's one outside of Richmond Hill. I think it's actually Richmond Hill State Park that I need to go to.
I thought you were about to say Richmond Hill Cemetery.
Is that a thing?
No, I have no idea, but you said Richmond Hill, and I thought that's what.
Well, I mean, I have been stuttering a lot tonight. So following this route, I know that there are some parks over here. So if we go back to the map and we go to, I'm going to scroll out just a little bit so we can get the parks to load when we get down there. But Richmond Hill, and then when we get down to here, I don't know if you can drive to any of these islands. I do know that I need these. I am eventually going to get them. I think it's going to be in December. I want to go to get on the waters. That is the last one that I did, Harris Neck, before we got close to South Carolina. But I do want to go down this way, and this is the one. This is a new one that I want to go to. So using that map, I'm going to be fairly close to where Ceylon is. So when I do something like that, I'm going to add a destination. And now let me show you how we go about this. I will open a new tab. That's why you probably can't see, but I have 8,000 tabs open right now.
Literal or hyperbole?
Hyperbole, not literally. I didn't say literally. I hope.
You didn't, but I was just clarifying.
I said like.
I was just clarifying.
So there is Woodbine or whatever that name of that town is. But what I like to do, there's only 20 activations there. So this is kind of a rare one too. Well, it's new too. It's got 900 or 9,000s. So I will go and copy the latitude and longitude. Yes, there are quite a few parks that are closed. Yeah, I know you cannot drive to islands.
I mean, unless they have a bridge.
Unless it does have a bridge. I think there is one that has a bridge, but it's not in Georgia. So going back to, it is deer season, and that doesn't bother me as much because if they're shooting deer in the parking lot.
In South Carolina, it's also bear and hog shooting season.
Oh, Christy says bear and hog season. Hogs are always in season in South Georgia. And I'd like to take this time to introduce you to the fuel of the century.
Is this product placement?
It is not, because I'm turning this backwards. It doesn't matter what brand it is, but if it is honey roasted peanut butter, it's my jam. And I'd also like, not product placement, but the shirt that I'm wearing, let me cover up Zach Sauce, was a birthday present that I got from my sister over here.
I also washed his socks.
Well, that's because I stepped in dog puke last night in the dark. But, is it in the picture?
Straighten.
What's the last one say? Peanut butter! Things that I love. All right, so I showed y'all.
Stay now.
Shout does not work. Okay, 3 radio shirts. I have, what would you say, at least 15 now?
Shoot, this is also not product placement, but I would like you to see that it is pumpkin spice scented cleaner.
And it rhymes with lawn.
It's good for ducks, if you know
It
that.
also works at cleaning up dog vomit. Okay, so back to what we're talking about is I want to see where this falls on my route home. So I go ahead and I copy the latitude and longitude, and I go back to my map, add a destination, paste that in there, and then you hit enter. So, you notice that it's trying to send me home first, and it says 9 hours and 22 minutes. You reorder your parks, and look at that. It is right there. So, that is where I'm going to go. That is the pin. Now, that's not necessarily where this park is located. Not every pin on the POTA map is where the park might be. That's where you need to click on the more info. And when you click on the more info, I know Florida, I got to give a shout out to the Florida Parks Division. They do a fantastic job of telling you the boundaries of the parks. If I can find one and show you, if you're near Florida and you want to plan an easy rove, they have the best mapping for where their parks are. And in the chat, I know, Chris, you know some of the links for the Georgia park shows where some of the 2 furs and the 3 furs are and the overlapping stuff. See, I'm kind of figuring that out as I go over here in South Carolina. But if you click on, I am starting to lose my voice. So if I squeak, it's just all puberty. You can go to the Georgia Interactive map and sort of get a, this is 27,000 acres. So this one should be pretty easy to find. But let's check out the Georgia Interactive map. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen this. Welcome to the Georgia DNR locations. This is sort of how Florida does theirs. Okay, let's move the about. Okay, this is a good map. This is a really good map and great for planning. I'm going to click and see. Yep, you click and drag. So the major road that runs through here is I-95. And look, there's Billyville, Whiskey 1. What the heck? Or Wild Dr. Bill. Woodbine. And this is it. So it's looks like it's trapped by the river. And that is the only way in and the only way out. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory right up in here. So you get one way in, one way out. All right, that's where I'm going to be going on the way home. So that is how I would plan a rove. And I'm going to show you another rove that I've planned for tomorrow. And let me get back and check the chat and see if anything. Hey, Ronnie, good to work you tonight. Let's see. Just sent you an email regarding amateur radio program. Thanks for the great stream. Okay, great. I will love to read I would love, oh, you just mean for tonight. Wait, I love to read emails of projects. Now, let me segue into Georgia Parks and Propagation. First of all, let's wish Chris a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chris. Is your birthday the actual 18th, Chris? You don't have to put that. That's personal information. Ronnie, it was good to work you from the Zaxby's parking lot tonight. That was a lot of fun while I was waiting on the chicken and trying to drag your map, and the stream keeps pausing when I click. Yeah. Gray Man POTA, good evening. Thank you for bringing the tacos. I thought that my sister was going to be on the stream more, but I think she's actually folding clothes in the other room. But
I'm done now. Till the next load.
Did you bring your picture that you colored? Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So yes, sorry that you can't drag my map, but if anybody wants to drag maps, it's Google. So this is where I'm going, is Woodbine, Georgia, and that is going to be the pin. Now, I'm going to close this because I got other stuff to show you guys. Don't look at my email. Don't look at my email. Okay, so Georgia DNR. This was a great map. I'm actually impressed with this one. It's not always like that when you're looking at parks. Okay. I've been drinking that for like 5 hours. It's flat. So Ceylon, one of the ones that I'm going to hit up on the way home. Let's talk about, let's see, Woodbury. Okay. Let's talk about, let me close on this tag.
Let's talk about.
Let's talk about it for Gray Man POTA for sure. But I'm in this area right here, and the actual location that I am, I've had to learn this because Andrews is a tiny town. It doesn't really show up, but if you follow this from Georgetown, this line, is that orange?
Yes.
You follow the orange road as the bypass around Andrews. So my sister lives right in this area. And so I knew tomorrow I wanted to hit up a park near Sumter. Now, I'm pretty sure for Fred Moore that 2N3904, which I believe is a PNP, nope, that's an NPN transistor. I believe this is the park that he needs to finish Work All South Carolina. We are going to repeat the past. I know that you going up Jessup? I don't know. But happy birthday to Chris. Jessup. I'd have to go back and look at the map. I've already forgotten what it looked like. I was?
Yeah, that's the paper mill town outside of Brunswick.
Oh, yeah. I didn't smell a paper mill. So, okay, ADHD meds, I ran out, so I'm sorry. Fred and I are going to repeat the past. And I know in, help me out because I'm having a brain fart. What's the name of that book where, like, you can't repeat the past?
I don't know.
The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby.
Would be Groundhog Day.
Yeah, The Great Gatsby. You can't repeat the past. And he's like, yeah, sure you can. Well, we are. Myself and Eddie did go to Wausau and Ossabaw Islands in a boat, and bring it up again, we'll vote on it. There's dog farts and there's niece burps that tend to show up on stream sometimes. Ronnie, thank you for the super chat.
Is not
Hooroo!
YouTube live friendly.
Yeah, it's definitely not with the tension hogs. It's hog season. Yes, Ronnie, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat tonight. It all helps out. It's fantastic. And also, if you want to buy me a coffee, I think that link is at the top, the buy me a coffee. And I have to say it, buy me a coffee. Also a great service if you're willing. I do not push you to do anything you don't want to do. But we got Fred the last Georgia park the first time. You gotta make sure you say that because Georgia has added like 50 some odd parks since then. But Fred has his Work All Georgia award from before we had the freeze, before the freeze unfroze. And we got him that island. And now I'm going to get, and I say we because it was myself and KO4NLL Eddie, who is my brother from another mother, Kilo Oscar 4 November, Lava. And Longleaf Pine Heritage is going to be, I think, the third part that we're going to hit up tomorrow. This is the crap right here that we have to deal with sometimes. So the way that I planned it, this one is I just looked at where I was headed. I know we're going to Sumter. We're probably going to hit up a Goodwill. We're going to go around, let's see.
Are we going to Swan Lake?
I don't know. I would like to go to all these. Is this Swan Lake right here?
I don't know.
No, that's Lake Marion.
I just know it's in Sumter.
I'm going to save these for the next time that I come. But I've already done Wee Tea State Forest, so I'm going to skip that one. But what we're going to do is we're going to head to Manning. And that is the first park that I'm going to go to is 9205. It should be. It is not. Are these in backwards order? Yes, here we go. So they are in backwards order. When you open up a new window every time or a new tab, they go backwards. So this was the first park that I was going to go to.
Can I see you doing this?
I hope so.
Or seeing your screen? Oh, both. Okay.
Yep, both. The last time I was here, KO4 Gar was also in this area. It was either in September or it was in March. I can't remember which one. But we were in the same area and we were all doing roves. And another thing that's really interesting about this area, I just did a park that was outside of what was called Lake Moultrie. That's where I live. But I'm in South Carolina right now. And so that's where our town gets its name that we live from is General Moultrie. And I believe that some of those battles must have happened right here in this area. So I went to back check the chat to make sure nobody else has said anything cool, which if you put anything in the chat, it's cool to me. Okay, so I started with Andrews, South Carolina. This right here is my Rove. Oh my gosh, why won't you let me move this map over? This is my Rove for tomorrow. From Andrews, we are going this way, and you can see that I have not the latitude and longitude, because once you hit enter, it puts the nearest thing that it can find in Google Maps. So this is our first stop, is Holiday Road, which is Holiday Road. It's spelled differently, but that is going to be right here. This is US 9205, first stop. And check it out, less than 1,000 QSOs in this park. That is another reason. Look, there's KO4 Gar. This was about the last time I was in South Carolina. And was around that time, I guess. So at any rate, I have not, hey, look, there's Craig. Craig's worked it, or activated it. Gar, had KB3CMT, Curtis has done it. And look who's the top hunters. Hey, there's John. What's up, John? And this guy right here, holy cow, I want to say he's activated some parks for the first time, even in Moultrie, Georgia, and this dude's from, like, Texas. So there you go. November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo, 43 QSOs, no dim, done 2 activations. So I'm about to be on this bad boy. And that is park number 1. So that's where I started. And then, now that we're in Manning, did you say Manning was where a Goodwill was?
Manning, I do not think has a Goodwill.
Okay, so we're not doing anything in Manning.
There ain't nothing in Manning.
We're going to pass through Manning.
There's a Walmart.
We don't need to go there.
There's a Chick-fil-A.
Sumter is where we're headed next. So you can see on the map that I've already created, Sumter is not on this list. But that's where we're going to go, and then we're going to head over to these parks over here. So I'm not so much worried about this section right here because I know that we're going to go through Sumter. So I guess I could probably take, I don't know what this is about to do, but let's say that we wanted to go somewhere over here in Sumter. You can drag the map and kind of redirect yourself. This is sort of what our route is actually going to look like. Why is this one way over here? I'll tell you in a moment. So let me go back and check the chat. We have chase all the activators. Yes, you do a great job. I do not have, see, that's the thing. I get home from work, I'm tired. I usually take a nap, so I miss out there. At night, I used to get on the radio, and now I don't do that as much. I find other things to do. Here lately, the fixation, the hyperfixation, I have to use that term, hyperfixation, has been playing hundreds of rounds of Sudoku on my iPad.
So relaxing. I do that too.
But I speed play. I'm not just relaxing, I speed play. So, my sister did draw a picture. I want to go ahead and go full screen and give her her 5 seconds of fame right now.
I'm not done with it though. I gotta add that on roads today.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're going to skip that. Okay. So, don't know what I was talking about. If you can remind me, I'll look back at the chat. This state forest, if I probably need to go see where the state forest is. Again, I may save that for another day because, I mean, if you see, we already have 5 hours of just driving. So if we want to get home at a decent time, now here's what I did yesterday, and I have started this story twice, and now I'm going to finish this story. I have into AKJ, Drew has asked a question about live streams. Yes, I have live streamed. If we go to my studio, actually, let's just go to YouTube. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to go to my channel, and then I'm going to finish my story like a good boy and say that at Huntsville, James Mon was asked a question about using his Discord for Discord-only activations. Now, yesterday I did that. I spent less than 10 minutes at every part because, remember, I said earlier, live streams... No. Get your act together. Roves are self-centered. Roves are very self-centered. A lot of times, a rove could be about you. It could be about, or me, it could be about who you're doing the rove for, and I have gone on some roves before that included parks that people needed, and one of those is Fred, KW4FM, which I'll be hitting up tomorrow to finish his work, all South Carolina. And using, if you have a way to contact them, like Fred, I could Facebook message him or whatever if I didn't spot. And so, yes, yeah, haven't heard anything about that either. But so and message retracted. I saw it that time though. Hey, but here, oh, you're retracting it because it was in all caps, aren't you? That's okay. Everybody will forgive you. It does happen. So, being that they're self-centered. Some people do roves and they only use 20 meters. That's one thing. So James was asked a question. Don't you think that it is an unfair advantage to not spot on the POTA page? That is probably not verbatim how the question was asked, but it was a loaded question. And I think James handled it pretty well. His Discord is not private. His Discord, anybody can be a member for free. You just go find it. And that's where I hang out. Does W1RCP's channel have its own Discord? No, because I do not have, like, I'm part of a few Discords already, and I can't participate in all of them. It's just impossible. They go nonstop. So yes, it might not be fair on the forefront if you don't know about it. But the thing is, I talk about James all the time on my stream because I'm part of his Discord. I also do funnel some of my money towards him, but I mean, to get the perks that you need in his Discord, you have to funnel money. It's just the way it is. But also, only spotting on 20 meters is self-serving. Because the people that are local to where you are might want to have an opportunity to work the park that you're at. In my case, I only need 27 Georgia parks. There was somebody today, I'm not going to call out their call sign because I'm not mad at them. If you're in it for yourself, great. You're trying to get your park numbers up. You're trying to work new parks. I get it. I've been there. There's people that only what is the word I'm looking for here? They only do the parks to get their numbers up. And so they might take a friend with them and 10 park each other and then move on. There might be people that only go to the park and they hunt park to park and never actually spot. So your only chance of getting that park from that activator is because they hunted you while you were activating a park. I've had it happen. I'm pretty sure that I've worked parks that were new to me and maybe even at nose that, guess what? That person who did it at the time, don't call it out. I'm not talking about you, A4XO. Sometimes 40 meter does stink. And when you're using an ATAS 120, yes, 40 meters is going to be difficult. And then if you add that on top of being QRP, not saying Chris was QRP, but that's going to be even more difficult for 40 meters to work. The guy that was out today, if he was QRP, I wouldn't have had a snowball's chance of being able to work him. I'm in South Carolina. I still can't hear him. I did try to go get him at a park that I needed. I have H.A.M alert for those 27 parks left. And when H.A.M alert goes off and I see 20 meters, I go, well, daggum, I can't do anything about it. Now, I think that finishes my thought process, I think. But going back to planning, nope, Drew. We're going to Drew's question. Do I live stream activations? So if we go to my YouTube channel, which is where you all are right now, and we go to my lives, and we go to the beginning, I did Joe Bud, WNA in Florida. It's been a little more than a year, I think. That's a pretty good loop right there because that's pretty much what you do sometimes is you wait. I was a KX2 in it, and I live streamed it. And that was a pretty fun live stream. It's got 197 views. But I also streamed my 100th POTA activation of the Doran Pitcher Plant Bog. I made, on this stream, it is an hour and 46 minutes. I did CW only. The internet was awful. I needed my Starlink. Starlink, I don't even think existed yet back then.
But did you see a pitcher plant?
I did not see a pitcher plant because it was dark. But I did my 100th POTA activation live stream. And it cuts in and out, and you miss stuff. Can't believe this only has 90 views. It's crazy. But in this, I made over 100 CW contacts on my 100th activation of the Doran Pitcher Plant Bog. And Eddie did like 365 activations out there, I think, this same year. So, yes, I do live stream them occasionally, especially if the net is available. And, of course, I've live streamed a bunch of stuff that I was, we were studying live stream that wasn't real popular, so I kind of dropped it. Now I just do live streams and talk about the most randomest stuff ever. And Hurricane Helene was definitely one of the most popular. I don't know why. I just wanted to have a hurricane party. And so here we are right now, planning a rove. So tomorrow's rove is not going to be a big award getter because there's only 2, 4, 6. There's only 7 parks. So I'm going to get another warthog out of it, which is fantastic. I don't do it for the paper. I do it because, you know what? It's fun to talk to friends. When I spot in the Discord only, like I did on the way up here, I got to talk to everybody. And then I got to go to the next park. I didn't have to worry about hurting somebody's feelings because I left the radio, left the frequency. And how many of y'all have done that? How many of you have spotted, and then the next thing you know, you're sorry, but I got to go QRT, and 73,000, maybe not that many, 7.3 hams are still calling you over each other, trying to see if you'll take one more before you leave. Surely somebody's done it. What's it like? What do? Do you just hit the volume? Tell me about it in the chat real quick. It's real quiet in here.
I'm drawing here. I'm drawing from my journal.
See, I think what I need... Yeah, they'll push a short like crazy, but I need another window of somebody right here that can talk when I'm not talking, or to keep me on track. She's doing something else.
I'm junk journaling.
So let's go. Bennett's Bay. That was the first one. Going off of this map, we're going to Bennett's Bay, which is right here. Then we're going to run into Sumter. I want to go thrifting just for a minute. I just want to go see what there is. I'm not going to spend too long in there, but I'm headed there. Then we are going to look and see what's next. I went up here and have you asked for the South Carolina State Park Pass yet?
I did. I
Nope.
haven't found this one yet.
Okay. Well, we might be paying to get into Lee State Park. See, I have a Georgia Parks Pass. She used to have a South Carolina Park Pass. I'm probably going to have to pay to get in. I believe that Lee State Park is next. Let's see.
I'm about to make a post.
Okay, so I do not have Lee State Park in the thing yet because I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to get the park pass. So we may or may not hit up Lee State Park because if you look at the map, that is a pretty good dang distance. I mean, that's almost putting us in Florence, South Carolina. That's a pretty good distance, so I might skip it. So let's see. So then we're going to Lynchburg.
There's probably a ton of stuff in Florence.
I know, but we're already driving 5 hours.
Florence still in Orange.
But then we're gonna, I mean, heck, it's on the way. We'll take a look at it. But as I have it now, so US 9222, this is a fairly new park. It's been added after the freeze. That's where we're headed next. So that should be, and you can see that I had already copied and pasted the latitude and longitude into the map. Then we're going to Longleaf Pine. This is US 3904. That is the NPN Transistor Park of America.
Do they call them longleaf pines? Because they're not leaves. They're needles.
They are called longleaf.
Shouldn't they be called long needle pines?
I don't know. That is weird.
I'm calling a botanist.
Eddie, KO4NLL, if he was here, sorry, if Eddie was here, he would have been able to tell us.
Where's my buddy Eddie?
I don't know where Eddie is. Let's see. Some has hit the off button, and some will take that call. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Some will take the call, and some will hit the off button. That is the way it is. Hey, thanks, John, for that. Yeah, sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. I had one come back to me that had gone QRT, and I said, hey, will you take a part to part before you turn the radio off? And they did. They took it. So we may head up to Bishopville, and we might hit up Lee State Park, maybe. And then we're going to come back down, and we're going to head to Lynchburg. And then we're going to hit up 39. This is it, 3904. It won't show up. This happens sometimes. Crap. There we go. that is where KW4FM, I'm going to message him before I get there and let him know to be listening out. It might be middle of the day, and I may do SSB. We might do CW, but he's going to get that part. I want to do SSB so we can hear the excitement in his voice. But that's where we're going to head next. And then on the way back, the reason I'm zooming in is because it almost looked like there were two in one right there. Woods Bay State Park. So we might be paying 2 park fees tomorrow.
I posted on Facebook for local friends.
Okay, so US 2915 is the next park that we're going to hit up. Then things take a turn.
For the world.
You should be able to hear me. I've got the volume cranked on this thing. It's actually redlining. So it might be the stream, John. It may be the stream. It may be the stream. It might be the stream.
Wipe your boat a stream. Did you know that when I was a kid, row your boat, I thought it was wipe your butt a stream?
That's me.
Life is but a dream.
I love doing a number 2. So hopefully you can hear me now. I'm going to keep talking as if it is okay. The problem is that I have the web up and I can't look at the stream without showing y'all all the magic stuff in the, okay. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. So maybe you hit the off button. Ronnie? It's not shy, Ronnie. He ain't shy at all. All right, so we're headed down to Woods Bay State Park next. We may spend a little bit longer. If I have to pay money to get into a park, if we can't find a pass, I might spend 20 minutes instead of 10. So then this is where things get crazy. This next map, this next park is across this river right here. So then we go to 3905.
Are we going to play George Washington and fjord the river?
We're not going to fjord the river. We're going to drive around the river. Marsh Wildlife Management Area is US 3905. That's going to be the next one. And that's after Longleaf. There's Woods Bay State Park. And there's Marsh right there. Notice that last night I copied and pasted. Or actually, this was today while we were babysitting. Shout out to the baby. This copied and pasted it into the we pasted it down here somewhere, and there it is. Whoop, Marsh Wildlife. And then the last park that I put in there before we get back to the hizzle is PD Station Site Wildlife Management Area. Will be the last one that we go to. I need to see what 3906. If I'm working 3904 NPN transistor, we need to find out what 3906 is. So I'm going to duplicate this and look up US 3906 and see what part of the well, that's why we are not going there.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, we ain't going there. That's almost by Hilton Head.
And it's accessed by boat only.
No, we ain't doing that. We can fjord a river.
Man, I wish that I could go there.
You'll have to.
Somebody just was there. How would you, why?
You have to go.
Why would you do something like this? You go to a very rare park and you only work 16.
They ran out.
I said it. I said it. I said it. Oh, wait a minute. Now, there is a road. Okay, if you could drive there, if you can drive to this park, then I would understand. I would understand, but I want to work this.
Well, take 95 and get off at Hilton Head exit.
Wow, that is way the heck up there. That is way the heck up there. Okay. That's going to be a no for me, dog.
They have along the way they have a lot of what's those expensive enamel pots? La Crusade. They have the La Crusade outlets.
Craig is saying that you can't drive there. But why would you go to this place and only make 16 contacts? I do not, that is, see, if I'm going to go to a new park, these guys, they probably took a boat to get there. Because look, they were all there, I guarantee you, at the same time. But this says boat. So this is where looking at a map, and this one may or may not be a good map to look at. No, check it out. Location map for Old Island. Was that the name of it? Yes, Old Island Heritage Preserve. When we go back and look at the road, here, let's look at it. Let me see what so you're saying you have to take a boat. There's no other way to get to it. So I duplicated this map. We are at the hour of the stream, but I guess I need to put the name in there because I forgot where it was. It's in here somewhere, but I don't see it zooming in. Man, there's a lot of islands over here. Ooh, Pinckney. Look at that. Guarantee you that's one. 3906. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Okay, so 3906 is called Old Island Heritage. So over here, nope, wrong one. Right one. Old, see, I forgot the name of it. Old Island
Heritage.
So we zoom. There's the boat ramp right there. Guaranteed. That is the boat ramp. So that is all water. And that is Old Island Heritage Preserve. You are not taking a vehicle there. So I'm just saying, I'm putting that out there. If you're going to take the time to go to something like this, make more than 16.
Maybe they had to stop radioing to catch fish.
Maybe, but probably not.
Or oysters.
This might have been no. We're not giving them. We're not giving them any grace on this one, not at all. So at any rate, there we go. We saw that. I think we're done with that. This is what it looks like when I'm done. So to tell you all the very end of the story, where we go and we don't need no roads. So this is what it looks like. What I do is, and I will do this again, is when the live stream is over and I'm watching Red 2 on the internet,
provided it's available.
Provided, I'm pretty sure it said it was available. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to hit copy link, and I'm going to email me a link of these parks, this link to those travels. But I'm also going to send the directions to my iPhone that's attached to my Google account. And that way I have this. Golly, has my phone been blowing up? Nope. N4AKV was just spotted on CW. So there's that. So there we go. I'm going to send that. So I have two ways to look at it. But the other thing that I do in a backup, and this is where I'm going to make the screen big for just a minute. And we're going to go. is just like I did Thursday's Rove, I'm going to have a Saturday Rove, and I'm going to have all 5, 6, 7 of my parks written down with alternatives in case we can go there. But I'm also going to have the latitude and longitude, because the only thing about that map is if you do not go to the pin, the directions will take you to the old spot that you didn't go to yet. So they don't drop off yet. And sometimes the map freezes on my iPhone and you cannot delete stuff, and then your directions get all messed up. So I do make that map and I start with it. But eventually I'm going to go and pull individual parks off of that list. And I'm going to use these latitude and longitudes. I'm drawing on my picture. 2 fingers. So, or I'm still drawing on my picture. But anyways, I'm going to go to those latitude and those longitudes and get directions. Now, the only time that this has ever come back to bite me, Eddie and I were in the middle of the woods in Florida on a Support Your Parks weekend and could not get a map to load from one of our previous locations. That is why I like to have the map already pulled up for the next spot so that it is already loaded. So sometimes I'll do that if I know that I'm going to be going into the dark zone. Like when I went to... what is it? TVA in North Carolina along the Dragon 129, where my kid threw up in my Jeep 3 times, or Ashley's truck 3 times. Yes, it was freaking great. Even I was feeling a little woozy, but I knew there was no internet there. I had it set up though. I didn't know how to get back. I just had to go find the Dragon 129 until it happened. So at any rate, being able to write down information, if you need to mark landmarks or directions, this is a digital piece of paper. I used to write them in a notebook, but now I keep them on here. Alrighty, so it's 10:08 p.m. I appreciate everybody coming to the live stream tonight on how I plan for POTA. And yeah, while I didn't get an award, a paper award, while I did not get a paper award for 10 parks, it's okay because it doesn't matter. I don't do this for the paper. Let me go look, Chris. I don't know where you sent it, Chris, because I have not received any messages on my phone. I don't know what the heck the deal is, but I have not received any messages from you. So I'll probably see it after the stream, most likely. Sorry, it's not showing up. So, hey, if you guys have enjoyed this stream, make sure that you hit the like button at... Oh, yes, here we go. Okay, so my sister did coloring...
I can't read.
Oh, in this chat. Okay, so my sister, this is actually from a girl singer's coloring book. I thought that it was Alice in Wonderland, but my sister colored while I was playing radio. And what she calls this is... It is called the Just a Ham Radio Rove.
Because it says in Wonderland, ...
Yep. Nope. Just a Ham Radio Rove. She's got a little radio down at the bottom.
Don't judge my drawing.
She's got a ham. We did not inherit our dad's drawings. And she has the ARRL. I don't know if that's just the ARRL.
It's just terrible is what it is.
Well, it's fine, but I also have that tattooed to my arm right there. So, okay, so...
The rest of my journal for anyone that cares.
Well, she can show you the journal while I'm scrolling up.
You just take crap you find and make journal pages.
Chris, your link did not show up, but I did see that you got 3 ham radio shirts for your birthday. That's freaking awesome. I got 5. Did you give me 5 or 6?
I don't know.
I got at least a half a dozen. Look at Chris. There, the link did not show up, and that is weird that the link didn't show up. So hit them hearts, hit that like button if you can support the channel in any way. Like if you want some W1 RCP stickers, I can show you. Yeah, send it in Discord, and we'll hook that up. But this is selfless promotion. I'm going to leave that up. I need to go to w1rcp.com. If you go to w1rcp.com, I'm mostly focusing on kits. I'm trying to get rid of all of the CW keys that I have built. I actually sent one of these to somebody who placed an order. They only ordered the kit. I sent them one of these for free. But I do have some stickers. I have 2-inch stickers from Sticker Mule. And yes, they're free shipping. Order 1, order 3, order 5, free shipping. If you order 5, it's $5.75. Guess what? They come out to about $1 a piece. I don't make much, but you can stick them to things, and it does help me out just a little bit.
I don't make much, but I'll send you a sticker.
Yes, and if you are a channel member, you get any stickers that I come up with. So far, this is the only one, but I am in the process of working on some funnier, more interesting stickers. I'm thinking about some stuff that, of course, might have the outer ring of W1RCP, the ham radio, Parks on the Air, and projects. I have some projects that I need to finish. And that just helps me out, and you actually get something. If you are a channel member, the YouTube channel members, these folks right here, and if I get my face out of the corner for just a minute, I don't know what I'm moving around here. So these people right here, with the exception of Claude Ray, I think I need to send him. He does have a channel sticker. So everybody should on this list has received a sticker from me in some form or fashion. If you remember, I will send you stickers in the mail as part of your membership on YouTube. And anybody who supports me through Buy Me a Coffee has also probably going to get a sticker from me at some point in time. There have been a couple of people who have supported me through Buy Me a Coffee. One of them was, I'm having a brain fart. It's too late at night. All right, y'all. So like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're checking this live stream out later on in the future, go ahead. Shoot me some support my direction and let me know that you appreciate what I do. You know what else helps? If you cannot donate, if you're in a place where you cannot give a gift to the W1RCP channel, you know what helps out? Going and watching some of the really old videos. Go all the way back in time and you can actually go watch me fish. Long before I decided to be W1RCP.
We haven't fished in a long time.
We have not, but there is. Did you know that there is actually... I'm never going to end this live stream.
Go find the movie.
Yeah, go find the movie. If we go back to my YouTube channel and you go all the way to the beginning of the videos, this might take us so one of the older videos is I put up a painter's pole mask. Go watch that one. It's 30 seconds. It's just a time lapse of me putting up a mast. 8 years ago, I used a Raspberry Pi. You can get a look at my old station in that video. I sent a Happy New Year CW message. My kids have hunted Santa Claus. I did a Raspberry Pi Fox machine hunting Santa Claus, but just for fun. I don't have any audio coming through. right now, but this was us actually fishing out at Lake Murphy in 2020. Holy cow. What a throwback that was. And if we actually fade, you can see that we're out there just fishing. Man, my kid was so tiny. Yeah, you got to get enough subs. That is the one thing about it. It took me a year to go from 300 to 1100, but here we are. We're out there fishing. I use my GoPro because every boat needs a GoPro. I missed that fish. and JoJo, he could really cast that thing, you know, catching some fish, man. Who would have thought that was? It's had 41 views. It needs one more view to be at 42. The ultimate question of the answer of life, the universe, and everything. So here I am reeling in that fish, and I'm pretty sure I ate that fish, because if you catch a fish out here, I don't know if you can hear me saying, "Holy cow! Holy cow!" Taking my picture here. I'll fast forward. There's me fishing, and then we're leaving. This this is my son. God, this was a long time ago. Let's see, it's 2024, so he was about 10 years old. Was he 10 years old? But watch him. He's hilarious right here. There are so many freaking Easter eggs that just staring at that camera. Again, another attention hog. And that's where that comes from. So at any rate, you can help me out by going and viewing some of those older videos. And I just showed you how to go view some older videos, and that helps out. Well, y'all have a fantastic night. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to go write down all of the stuff that I need for tomorrow on my iPad, and we're going to watch Red 2. And we will catch y'all on the air for Support Your Parks weekend tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there. I will be spotting like a normal human on the spotting page, but when I go QRT, I'm going QRT. And just like Joe said, GoPro, stop capture. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your support through likes and subscribes and through watching old videos and all the other ways that you can support W1RCP and his adventures. Good night is 72, 73, or take the sum of both and divide by 2, 72.